Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel again today. Now in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of thoughts on my food banks that I got. When I get a food bank call, I always try to use as many of the things that they give me that I can. There's a lot of stuff they give me that I have no use for, that I can't use. And even if I could use it, I couldn't use it up within a month. You know, they give you 30 days and then they want you to come back and get more all over again. So a lot of times I do end up giving it away to other people. And that's not what it's meant for. When they give it to you, they intend for you to use it. But I end up giving it like to my neighbors or my girlfriends and stuff, especially the girlfriends that's got kids, because I mean, they give you all that pasta and spaghetti sauce. I just don't eat that much pasta, spaghetti sauce. I do make a tuna casserole every once in a while, or put it in a chili mac casserole or something like that, but I just don't use that much. So I haven't used everything that they gave me, but I have used quite a bit of it. So I have a list here, and I want to go over with you the things that I have tried out of there and what I thought about them. The first thing I have on my list is that bag of cherries, which when I did the haul, for those of you who watch, you remember I called it grapes. And I honestly did think it was grapes until I got it in the kitchen and was washing it, clean them up and put them in the ice box. And then when I poured them out, I realized they were cherries. And I couldn't find a sell-by date on them, so I don't know how fresh they were. But they were very, very good. In fact, I've already ate all of them. I tried to eat about a cup of them a day. I consumed them, like for a snack, and they were really good. So they must have been pretty fresh. Some of the stuff they give you is past the expiration date, but a lot of it has a little bit of time left on it. The cherries, if there was a date on them, I couldn't find it. Now the donuts, they did have a sell-by date. It was July 31st, and they were horrible, completely horrible. I think I picked everything up. I think it was August the 1st. So they were only one day past the sell-by date. But I do know for a fact with donuts, because I used to work in a donut factory, if you don't eat them the day they're made, you're pretty much out of luck. Unless you bring them straight home and put them in the freezer when they're still fresh, you can't hardly keep them. Not in a regular ice box. So what I ended up doing with them, I scraped the frosting off because they were chocolate and caramel. And I saved the bottoms because that was the bread. And I can use that in bread pudding. I can use it in casseroles. I can put it in the girls' dog food, stuff like that. Now the canned plums, I've got them on here, but I haven't used them yet. What I'm planning on doing with them, I'm going to make like either a cake or a cobbler and use those plums. See how they work. Now, they gave me 2 cans of them, and they gave them to me before, and I think I've got some in the other room back in my stockpile. But I'm planning on either making a bread pudding with them or making a cobbler or a cake out of them. Now, they gave me 2 different turkey cheddar subs. One of them was a half a sub, and the other was a full sub. They both had the same expiration date on them, which was July 27th. So they were 5 days past their sell-by date. But let me tell you, those things were very good. Excellent. For being 5 days past the sell-by date, 5 days old, whatever you want to call it, they were really good. Now, I noticed they had a very high price on them, even marked down, because they had marked them down to try to sell them when nobody bought them. They donated them. And even marked down, they were like $4 to $6 a piece, which I think is outrageous for a sub sandwich. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't buy Subway sandwiches very often. And then they gave me this thing called a fruit cup, which was mostly kiwi fruit and mango, I believe was what was in it. I think there was only 2 fruits in it. It was 4 days past the sell-by date, which was the July 28th. But it was very good. They were fresh. Blueberries, that's what it was kiwi fruit and blueberries. And what I did was I picked the kiwi fruit out and ate that, and I put the blueberries in my cereal. And it worked out really good like that. Now, this pistachios, I could not eat. I tried putting my teeth in and eating them, couldn't chew them. I had a subscriber tell me to grind them up, which I grind up the walnuts and pecans that I use. Even ground up, I could not eat the pistachios. The grinder that I got, it's not a food processor. It's just a tiny little thing like that. I bought it at a yard sale for $1 a long time ago. It doesn't do a good job. If I had a food processor, I could probably grind them up really good. But I can't eat them, so I'm going to probably donate them to my next door neighbor. There's a lot of people in and out over there all the time. They have parties and stuff. I bet I didn't eat a handful of them out of there, so it's pretty much the whole bag. I'm just going to donate to them. Then they gave me 2 boxes of those Posties, which are like Cheerios. They were good. Now, I didn't write it on here, but I do remember looking at the sell-by date, and they were still within the sell-by date, and they were very fresh and good. And they gave me powdered milk, which they always give me powdered milk every time. I mixed the powdered milk a half and half with regular whole milk. I bought half a gallon of whole milk, and then I would keep a container, and I would mix up half the whole milk with half the powdered milk, and I drank it like that. My daddy used to do that for us kids growing up, and we never noticed any difference in the taste. I mean, when you got 9 kids to feed, you're going to stretch your dollar any way you can. So that's what I've been doing, is mixing it up half and half. I'm eating it with cereal, I'm using it for baking, and then I'm straight out just drinking it in a glass, and it's really good that way. Then they always give me bags of baking mix, which I don't really use. It's like Bisquick, and I don't buy Bisquick because I don't use Bisquick. If I make something that uses flour, I just use the regular flour or self-rising flour. So I've never really used their baking mix, but I did this time. I made biscuits with them. They were not the greatest in the world. And I think that was my fault. I don't think I made them right. It was my first time making biscuits with that mix. And it said you were supposed to roll the dough out like to a ½ inch. And I really think I made it too flat. What I ended up doing with it was mixing it in with the dog's food, because their dog food kind of like soup. And the dogs ate it. They liked it just fine. Then they gave me that package of Hawaiian roll hamburger buns, which I originally was going to make sloppy joes out of that meat they gave me, but I didn't. I ended up making chicken sandwiches out of it. Now, they gave me a can of chicken also, along with a can of beef, and I chose to take that can of chicken and mix it with mayonnaise and eggs and pickles and onions and Italian seasoning and whatever, mix it all up and put it on those buns and made chicken sandwiches, and they were really good like that. So the chicken's gone and the buns are gone. I wish they would have gave me like 3 more cans of that chicken, because that was really good. And the cereal, I already told you about that. I got it written down here twice for some reason. Then they gave me them little tiny containers of applesauce, which I couldn't find a sell-by date on them. But they were really good. I put them in the ice box, got them chilled. And then in the evening, when I wanted a sweet snack, I would get one of those little applesauce cups out, and I ate them like that. And then this is the canned chicken that I just got through telling you about. I made chicken sandwiches. I've also used it on regular white bread sandwich, because they gave me a loaf of white bread too. I used some of that chicken. I stretch it out really thin so it goes a long way. And I was able to make a few sandwiches like that, and I sprinkled some cheese on it. The cheese also came with the food bank. They give you a big old block pound of like Velveeta cheese, and I just grated it up on my grater and sprinkled it on them chicken sandwiches, and it was good like that. And then they gave me canned beef stew. They gave me a can of canned beef stew, and they gave me a pouch of beef stew. And one of my subscribers suggested eating it over a baked potato, and that's exactly what I did. The next time I went to the store, I picked up 3 of those baking potatoes, because I figured 1 can would cover 3 potatoes for me. And I baked the potatoes in the microwave, split them open, took out the white filling of the potato, and heated up that beef stew and ate it on top, and it was really good like that. So far, that's what I've been doing with my food bank food. Now, like I said, I've still got a lot of pasta in there, and canned goods like corn, salmon, green beans, tomato sauce, pasta sauce. They give me a lot of that. I still have the can of beef. I haven't used that. But I think I did pretty good this year on using everything up, trying to find ways to use it so that it stretches for the whole month and saves me going back to the store every week. And I was actually able to go 2.5 weeks without going back to the store. And the only reason I went to the store then was because I ran out of sugar. And I've been trying to cut back on my soda drinking by drinking water, flavored water. And so I got some packets of Kool-Aid, some of those little instant packs. And I was mixing the kind that you can take to travel that's already got sugar in them. I bought a box of those, and then I bought 4 packs of Kool-Aid. And you have to have regular sugar to use the Kool-Aid. And so I did end up going back to get that. In fact, that's what I got here beside me. It's lemonade flavor. I really like that. So that's what I've been drinking. And that's why I ended up going back to the store. But that's it for this time. I'm so glad that you stopped in to see us. Remember, life is short and hard sometimes, really hard. So make it a great one. And y'all come back and see us any old time. Bye for this one.